versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Welcome to sold-out Arrowhead Stadium, everybody. A pair of 1 and 2 teams this afternoon, Seattle and Kansas City. Jim Donovan along with Beasley Reese. History tells us these two teams always go right down to the wire.
And you know, it doesn't matter who's hot. Last year, an 11-5 season for the Chiefs. 2 of those losses came at the hands of Seattle. And the second game in this stadium was unbelievable.
Let's go back. Week number 9 of last year right here at Arrowhead Stadium. Last play of the ball game. Dave Craig has been sacked 7 times by Derek Thomas, but he gets away from potential sack number 8 and finds Paul Scansey for the winning touchdown on the last play. They hadn't won here since 1980, and a long drought was broken for Chuck Knox. 17-16 Seattle. Marty Schottenheimer told us yesterday, Beasley, he really hasn't brought that game up at all to his team, but his team remembers.
You know, they do remember. They didn't want to talk about it, but if you questioned them enough, they did start to say how devastating those final seconds were, especially for the quarterback, Steve DeBerg. He was so disappointed.
And we are underway. Seattle to receive. Chris Warren and Derek LaVille are back. They're waiting for the ball to bounce out of bounds, and it does. Not a good start for Kansas City's Nick Lowry on the day, as they'll take the ball out at the 35-yard line.
Put in play at the 35-yard line.
As we check in with our referee, Dale Hamer, and Seattle will have good field position out at the 35-yard line. Seahawks offense on the field now with Jeff Kemp running the show for the injured Dave Craig. The offensive line, there's a change at right tackle. Bill Hitchcock gets the start there. Let's go into the backfield where it's Kemp with 2 runners that have to get going. John L. Williams and Derek Fenner in third down situations. Fenner and Tice come out. Clark and Scansey come in. 1st and 10 at the 35. John L. Williams. A short gain. Gain of about 2 yards. Simeon on the tackle along with Bill Maas. The front 3, Neil Smith already with 4 sacks on the year. Then the rest of their defense, the linebackers are so good. Derek Thomas he only has a half sack so far in this season. Looking for a big day today. In the secondary, J.C. Pearson is in at left corner for the injured Albert Lewis, who misses and is on the sideline with a sore knee. Tried to give it a good shot to go here today, but couldn't. 2nd down, 7 to go. In motion, Tommy Kane. And it's John L. Williams again. And he carries out to the 40-yard line. Dan Saliamua, the nose tackle, runs down the line of scrimmage and chases John L. Williams down.
Both of these teams will try to establish the run. The Chiefs know that they need to fly all over the Seattle running game because it certainly has been sputtering.
3rd down and 4 now for the Seahawks. Jeff Kemp, as Beasley pointed out, threw 50 times last Sunday in Denver. He's got John L. Williams with him in the shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers in the game. Kemp to Blades. 1st down to the 49. And the tackle by J.C. Pearson on the coverage. Also Billy Bell over there. Blades is having a great start to the season.
He had a super game last week, catching for 107. As we take a look at the play in motion, Kemp gets that first ball right on the perfect spot. Good man-for-man defense and good converge by Deron Cherry and the rest of the secondary.
So a good start already for Seattle, getting the 1st down, and Brian Blades came into the game with 320 yards, and you can add on some yardage on that first catch. 2 backs in the backfield, John L. Williams and Derek Fenner. Fenner at tailback. He gets the call. He battles for a tough 1-yard gain. Saliamua had him by the hips. Neil Smith hit him first, and he gets a tough 1-yard gain.
Saliamua has been playing very well, but Neil Smith really fights on the inside and destroys this play with that big paw right there. That delay allows Saliamua and the rest of the teammates to swarm the ball.
Good penetration, though, by the Kansas City defense, and you could see evidence there, Beasley, why Seattle can't run the ball.
The offensive line has been very weak. They've been a little bit banged up, and the defensive line for KC taking over that time.
2nd down and 9. Kane in motion. Fenner A good run up near a first down to the Kansas City 41-yard line. Derek Fenner got some fine blocking out on that left side.
And one of the reasons that that play worked is that they had 6 defensive backs in, but the rushing has been very difficult, tough going for the Seahawks. You take a look at the total, look at the average per game. That's just not going to get it done. 8 first down, and a couple of those came from the quarterback position, so that's misleading, and only 1 touchdown through 3 games.
Seattle now at the Kansas City 42-yard line. Big play for them again. 3rd down and 1. He fakes it to Fenner. John L. Williams is wide open. Inside the 25 of Kansas City, down to the 23-yard line. Deron Cherry, J.C. Pearson over on the stop.
Simply fantastic play calling. Everybody in the stadium, everybody on the football field expecting run. John L. sneaks up like he's going to block, simply moves out, and all you have to do, I could have thrown that pass. He catches it, goes up. Excellent play, great play calling.
And you know, I think I could have caught the pass. 19 yards on 3rd down and 1, and Seattle moving very crisply down the field after taking the opening kickoff. And now they're inside the Kansas City 25 at the 23, and another first down. John L. Williams, the lone back behind Jeff Kemp. He gets the call. And a hole, too, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, tripped up by Neil Smith.
Yeah, that's what John L. does so well. There doesn't have to be a hole at the point of attack. He's able to look at the line and find a soft spot and then push in it. This time the soft spot's at the bottom of your screen. He starts left, sees a little crease, pushes back inside. Nice game.
At the 18-yard line, it will be 2nd down. John L. Williams and Chuck Knox loves to see the running game click here this afternoon. And it started well. 2nd and 5. Kane in motion. Back to John L. Inside the 15. Up near another Seattle first down. They must get to the 13-yard line. Looks like they'll put them down at the 14.
So far, this is perfect Seattle offense. The running game getting 3-4 yards a pop, setting up a short yardage situation. We saw the play action pass. The reason that works is because Kansas City is respecting the play action pass, respecting the run, so that sets up the play action pass.
Not bad. 8 out of 12's inside the 20-yard line. They'd like to improve on that on their first drive here. So far, the drive, 51 yards, 8 plays, and their third and short of the drive. 3rd and 1. Fenner, he's got the first down and almost busted out of the grasp of Ross inside the 10-yard line. It will be 1st and goal, Seattle.
And once again, this is exactly what they want to do. Take a look at your running backs. Take a look at the roll block. John L. leading in. Bears a little crease. And when you're looking for 1 yard, that's exactly what you get with that play. Fenner playing much better than he's played last year, getting off to a much better start. And John L. off to a better start so far.
They might be able to erase that, not being able to get on the board early because they're inside the 10. 1st and goal. It's John L. Williams to the 6.
You know, one thing about this offense, there are no secrets. You don't have to try to figure out where the ball is. Man, they just line up, they try to push the pile and hand it to big, strong runners like John L. And see, this time, this is that same play. The lineman just pushed the guy wherever he wants to go, respecting John L.'s ability to find the crease and to push it forward.
You know what I'm thinking is a big play right now? Lowry kicking the ball out of bounds on the opening kickoff because they got the ball at the 35-yard line.
Very good field position, a very good start there.
2nd down and goal. Again, John L. Williams, the only back in the backfield. Kingin and Blades are lined up on the same side as wide receiver. John L. with a cutback to the 4, to maybe the 3. And it will be 3rd down and goal there.
Now, so far, young Jeff Kemp has not been called upon to do anything major in this first drive, and that's what the Seattle Seahawks would like to have. A Chuck Knox offense is built around running the ball, moving it on the ground, not requiring that much of the quarterback. Kemp only had to throw 1 ball, and because of the play calling, it was very easy to complete.
It is 3rd down and goal. Marty Schottenheimer has watched his defense been push back here on their first attempt of the afternoon. Crowd right up. Ball is at the 3. Kemp in a shotgun. 4 wide receivers, 3 of them on the bottom of your screen.
Ron Cherry's got to watch for the draw in this one.
Kemp scrambles, lofts the ball. It's going to be intercepted. It's Deron Cherry. Big play for the Chiefs defense. We'll be right back with their first possession in a moment.
Great play by the all-pro safety Deron Cherry. Now watch how he mimics the quarterback. Wherever Kemp looks, Cherry will move. He's taking a hard read on the quarterback. See him sliding with Kemp, sliding with Kemp. Now when Kemp settles, Cherry will settle. He's in perfect position. Great high leaping, catching the ball at the highest point. That's a great play.
And that's his 10th career interception against Seattle. First and 10 on the touchback after the interception. DeBerg and the Kansas City offense in a 0-0 game. Here's Okoye. And he piles over the 25 to the 26-yard line. Let's meet the Chiefs offense right now. Good offensive line, a big offensive line to go along with big running backs. Then in the backfield, it's DeBerg with Okoye and Bill Jones, Thomas, Harry, and Jonathan Hayes. Harry is in there for the injured Stephon Page, who's out with a knee. On third down situations, Burton, Barnett, and a receiving back, Todd McNair, come in. It is 2nd down and 4 as Okoye picked up 6 on first. At their own 26-yard line, here's Okoye again. And gets out there a first down out to the 30-yard line. Tackled on the play by David Wyman. There's Stephon Page on the sideline. I think a favorite target of DeBerg, and maybe one of the reasons why he is struggling throwing the ball.
That's very true. He's a big target, established receiver, always one of the great players here, and he's out with a bum knee, tried to go during the week. He'll have to sit out one more week.
So it's a first down for Kansas City. Deron Cherry looks like he might have bent his finger back a little bit on that last defensive stand, maybe on the interception in the end zone. 5:20 left to go here in the first quarter. Holohan, the tight end, is in motion. Okoye carries for the 3rd consecutive time. And he gets 5-yard chunks every time. Beasley out to the 35-yard line. Let's meet the Seahawks defense now. The front 4. Cortez Kennedy in his 2nd year is off to a good start at right tackle. Terry Wooden recovered 2 fumbles last week in the loss at Denver. Dwayne Harper at the left corner has 3 interceptions so far this season. 2nd down and 5 now for DeBerg and the Chiefs. Just at their own 35-yard line. Kansas City took the opening kickoff, drove down the field, 3rd and goal from the 3, and kept through an interception. Deron Cherry picked the ball off in the end zone. DeBerg throws wide open is Emil Harry, and he catches out at the 44-yard line and a first down for the Chiefs.
Now, if you don't know much about these two teams, they are very much alike. They run to set up the play-action pass. Steve DeBerg over the years, one of the best in the business. You saw the fake on the inside, a perfect throw, and a nice little tackle out of bounds. But that's exactly what the Chiefs want to do, and conversely, it's exactly what Seattle does. That's why these games are so close. These teams practice against similar offense and defense every day.
Harry, a good start. Stepping in for Stephon Page, and Okoye bangs out over the 45 out near the 48-yard line. Tackled by Tony Woods on the play along with Bryant. All right, now it's time to check in on the Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. The Giants, wow, Beasley eke one out by 3.
Barely.
And you follow along with the other scores. These are finals. New England has won 24, 26 seconds to go. Hugh Millen to McMurtry for a touchdown, and the Patriots win. New Orleans to 4-0. Detroit 33-24. These games are just underway along with our game here in Kansas City. 2nd down. DeBerg a lot of time and wide open again. This one it goes to Timmy Barnett, the rookie for Kansas City. catches the ball low on the turf and gets a first down for the Chiefs at the Seattle 44.
That's the Steve DeBerg they like to see. The guy reaching out, giving high fives to his teammates, having fun. That time he surveyed the entire field. He checked about 3 receivers before he threw the ball. That's a great start for DeBerg. 2 shots, 2 perfect shots right on the money.
He never really held out ever before. He held out this
Never
year
has.
after a glorious year last year for Kansas City. But seems to be on the mark here today. Another first down. That's Holohan in motion. This is Okoye. Well blocked play and a first down.
Now, you know, the thing about Christian Okoye, you think you're looking at a big man. Well, you're looking at a huge man. That's 298 pounds with pads on, and he's still one of the fastest guys. Running low, attacking, leaning forward. See how he pulls and drags everybody as he comes through. You know, he had a nice hole that time, but he doesn't really need much of a hole. He will make a hole. 298 pounds in pads. That's tough to face all day long.
And that is after a bowl of his favorite goat stew. First and 10 inside the 35 of Seattle. Okoye 32 yards rushing here in the first quarter. And a chance to add to it, which he does quite nicely to the 25 of the Seahawks.
Oh, he is really on right now. He's feeling it. And you know what? He has to, because they've got a lot of great running backs in this offense. And they're going to run a guy until he stops producing. Well, Okoye is certainly not slowing down a bit. You see he sidesteps there. Now look at the lean and the power. That's just a lot of mass moving forward. Man, he's off to a great start.
That's Bill Jones, his blocking fullback, going down, ending up in a slot on the left side. It's 2nd and 2. Okoye with Cortez Kennedy right in there. Then Rufus Porter comes in and makes the tackle, but Okoye looks to have gotten another first down. And he does. The Chiefs' drive will roll on.
And you don't have to worry about overrunning him, getting him tired, because you've got Barry Word sitting on the bench. This team is really stacked at the running back position.
As a matter of fact, Okoye will come over to the bench right now, and Barry Word will come in. This drive now for Kansas City, starting at their own 20. 9 plays. It's gone 58 yards, and it's 1st and 10. Word doesn't get a blocking back in the backfield with him. He's all by himself. And he gets the ball. And they cover that play pretty well. Wooden is in there, along with Tony Woods and Jacob Green.
Now, basically, they use different schemes with different backs. With Barry Word, he's the single back. He's going to be back there all by himself because they feel like he finds and waits and is very patient, can pick a seam a little bit better than Okoye, who actually has only been playing football for 8 years. So Barry getting his first carry there, not too successful, but he's had a super little start. He'll be okay.
And now another running back comes in. Harvey Williams, their top draft choice out of LSU. So the 3rd different backfield used by Kansas City. DeBerg fires. He's got Rob Thomas. 1st and goal, Kansas City at the Seattle 6.
Well, we said at the opening of the telecast that Steve DeBerg would have to be on the money today, and so far he is simply perfect. Look how he's looking to the right and then turns to the left. That moves all of the defenders away from the intended receiver. That's one of the things that the veteran quarterbacks bring to the table.
So the ball is spotted at the 9-yard line. It will be 1st and goal when we start the 2nd quarter. At the end of quarter number 1, a 0-0 tie in Kansas City. Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium. Sold out today. Seattle 1-2, Kansas City 1-2. The first quarter, Beasley took 20 minutes.
Wow, that is simply amazing. That's what happens when you keep the ball on the ground.
So we could be out of here in another 40 minutes if it continues that way. 1st and goal for Kansas City. Inside the Seattle 10. Emil Harry in motion. Okoye. And the Seahawks do something they haven't been able to do all day. Stop Christian Okoye and toss him back for a loss.
You know, this guy is big and he's strong. That time, Jacob Green was able to put some, get some penetration. Now, I want you to notice how many people it takes to bring down Christian. Now, Okoye's got him. Terry Wooten has got him. It takes 3. It takes a committee to tackle this guy.
Have an injured player. Robert Blackman is down hurt on the turf here. We'll be right back to Arrowhead in a moment.
working to be the
Chiefs up to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and goal. They lose a yard on 1st down. Robert Blackman, the injured Seahawk player, went off the sidelines by himself. He's okay, but out of the game right now. Esby Glasgow takes his spot in the secondary. DeBerg fires. Owen Barnett, the rookie, cannot pull it in at the 5-yard line.
That time, a lot of quick pressure up the middle on Steve DeBerg. It was a 2-step drop, 1-2, and get the ball out of your hand quickly. Just the timing a little bit off. Just a 2-step drop. You see the turn and throw. A lot of people batting in the way. Maybe catchable, but not really the perfect pass.
3rd down and goal. Todd McNair checks into the backfield. 14th play of the drive. Shotgun for DeBerg. They must get in from 9 yards away. DeBerg fires. Thomas had it and couldn't hang on. Incomplete.
Well, that's one that DeBerg put perfectly. His patience was appropriate. Put it right on the spot, and it was dropped. That's one that got away. Take a look at this. He goes straight back, knows where he's going. That's a perfect pass. It should be in somebody's highlight film, but instead it'll be in Seattle.
James Jefferson was on that corner trying to guard on that play. Thomas extended himself, but couldn't come up with it. Nick Lowry in. He's 1 for 2 in the year. Made one from 23 yards, missed one from 51. Ryan Barker, the punter, holds. Spot is at the 17. 27-yard field goal is good. Kansas City marches down the field, and they jump out early here in the 2nd quarter. It's the Chiefs 3, Seattle nothing. We'll be right back. Kansas City goes 71 yards on 14 plays. The drive took 7:08. Nick Lowry banged through a 27-yard field goal, and the Chiefs lead 3-0 here in the 2nd quarter at Arrowhead Stadium.
So far, everything going according to plan pretty much for both teams, except for Seattle losing the interception to Deron Cherry. Both teams running very well. Play-action passing working relatively well for both teams.
Chris Warren and Derek LaVille are back deep for Seattle. Incidentally, on that interception, Deron Cherry jammed his right toe. So we thought initially it was his finger, but it was his toe. Coming down, and it's LaVille. He'll take it at the 5-yard line in Seattle. Big hit by James Saxon, shooting through. Good special teams play by Kansas City. James Saxon, a running back in the Chiefs offense, hugged by special teams coach Kurt Schottenheimer as he comes off. We'll be back to Arrowhead Stadium in just a moment. It's 3-0 Kansas City. The ball is at the 18-yard line. Chuck Knox looked as though he was going to jump out to an early lead in this one, Beasley. They were 3rd down and goal from the Kansas City 3 the first time they had the ball. An interception thrown by Jeff Kemp. Kansas City comes back. They look like they're going to score a touchdown. They don't. 2 struggling offenses, I think it's safe to say. At least actually getting the ball into the end zone. They moved very well up and down the field. It's at the 18. It's John L. Williams. And Seattle really is running the ball much better than they have the first 3 weeks.
And, you know, that'll take a lot of heat off of Jeff Kemp. That first series was, you know, exactly according to the blueprint for Seattle, except for not getting into the end zone. They ran the ball successfully. Kemp only had to throw 1 or 2 passes. We were talking to offensive coordinator John Becker of Seattle, and he said that he doesn't want Kemp to walk in here feeling like he has to win the game.
2nd down, 6. John L. Williams, the lone back in the backfield. Blades and Tommy Kane are the wide receivers. It's Williams. And it's a nice play by Lonnie Martz coming up, and rather Kevin Ross coming up for Kansas City to make the tackle. So the ball is going to be well short of the first down. It will be 3rd down and 5. 4 wide receivers checking in now for Seattle. Ball is out at the 23-yard line. And here come the Seahawks. On that first drive, they were 3rd and 1 a number of times, but now let's see how they protect Kemp on a 3rd down and 4.
Man for man across the board. Jaron Cherry back deep, helping with the long ball.
Watch out for Neil Smith, already with 4 sacks this season. Kemp throws it behind Tommy Kane, and it's incomplete, and Seattle will punt.
Well, defensively, everything worked perfect there. All the receivers were people very close, and also with pressure on the quarterback. You see the safeties dropping back, taking half of the field, and Kemp getting rid of the ball quickly, but you see someone in red is very close to a Seattle player all across the board.
Boy, that's amazing. They have man for man all across the board, and that good a coverage.
It takes a lot of nerve. It takes a lot of nerve to play that man for man, but Casey has done it for years.
Alex Waits, who tried to punt with Seattle during training camp, did well, but was cut, replaces Rich Donnelly, who's out hurt. And he doesn't hit a good first punt as it flops down at the 50-yard line, and they will touch it down at the 48. We have flags down on the play. Waits is a left-footed punter, and that was his first punt of the season. And it's against Seattle. Kansas City could probably decline this, Beasley, and end up with terrific field position at the 49. Only a 28-yard punt.
Well, you see there's a lot of weight on Waits right now. I hate to use the pun, but that's a young man with, he's got a lot to think about after hitting a punt like that. You know, he did well in their training camp, but they had to let him go. And now due to the injury, he's back.
Personal foul, number 83 on the return, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Trey Junkin, and it will be tacked on to where the ball landed, and look at where Kansas City will get the ball now. Inside the 40 of Seattle at the 36. We'll be back to see if the Chiefs can put this one into the end zone. They lead 3-0. Back to Arrowhead in a moment. Jim Donovan and Beasley Reese back with you at Arrowhead Stadium. Sold out here this afternoon. Kansas City with a big opportunity now. 1st and 10, starting the drive at the Seattle 36-yard line. There's that big Chiefs offensive line.
Over 300 pounds worth of offensive line. And take a look at the yards rushing, the work that they have done. For Christian Okoye, 41 yards. For Seattle, for a team, 40. Something else.
Christian Okoye and Bill Jones will be the starting backfield. So we did see the 3 backfields, the 3 different backfields. Okoye and Jones making up 1. Fenner by himself making up the 2nd, and Harvey Williams by himself making up the 3rd.
Now, different people is what they call those 3 different sets with the different running backs. Each one is supposed to have a personality of its own.
We'll get a look at the Jones-Okoye tandem right now. 1st and 10, 36-yard line, 12:50 to go in the half. The game has absolutely blitzed by. A 20-minute first quarter. That's all it took in actual time to play the first quarter because they both came out running. A 27-yard Nick Lowry field goal, the only points in the game. Pete Holohan in motion. Okoye. Right up to the first down marker. Wow. Near the 26-yard line. He looked like a bullet just shooting through there. A red bullet going through there. It's time for the ITT 10-minute ticker. Those are the final scores from this afternoon, the early games. The big upset right there. Now, I think Marty Schottenheimer would say the reason New England beats Houston is because we beat the Oilers up so badly in the Monday night game.
There's some truth to that statement.
I think
there really is.
Absolutely. They really laid some hurts on the Oilers in that Monday night game. 2nd down. DeBerg throws it to a corner for a first down to the 18.
The rookie quarterbacks, the young quarterbacks, they can't do that. They can't look to one side, then pump fake, and then throw the ball. There's a fake pass, a pump, and then a perfect little drop. That's classic Steve DeBerg.
A big hand for Okoye, who comes out, and so now we'll see Barry Ward go in there. And you all thought Okoye could just run. He's got the hands of Biletnikoff. Well, maybe not Biletnikoff. At the 18, a first down. The fake to Ward. Out it goes. Fred Jones. And And a flag is down. It might have been an illegal block over there on that side as they try to get him around the corner. Patrick Hunter chases him out of bounds.
They really want to get the ball to that young man. They say he's about 4'3", 4 can make things happen.
That's what it is. It was the block on that corner. And there's Fred Jones, all that speed, and it looked as though he was going to get around the corner, but he got a little illegal help. Dale Hamer will give us the particulars right now.
Illegal block, number 86, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Emil Harry that time coming across and trying to help his buddy out. Got the hands in the back, didn't really do anything, you know, really brutal, just kind of shielded him and caused the infraction. But that's a super play. The coaches were talking about getting the ball into Fred Jones' hand because of his extreme speed. He's only 5'9". Those kind of players are hard to defend, very quick.
Harvey Williams checks into the Kansas City backfield, and it's first down. The ball marked over the 25 near the 27-yard line of Seattle. Up across the line of scrimmage they come. Eric Hayes comes charging across. Tom Catlin, the defensive coordinator of Seattle, a little rugged on Hayes. He said he's way too much overweight.
78, the defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And as a matter of fact, he complained about him jumping offside so much because he was tired during practice.
You saw him right there on the right side of your screen. Steve DeBerg is one of the sneakiest quarterbacks in the NFL when it comes to changing that cadence with his voice. He's smart enough not to do it with his head, but he will go hut, 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 and say something really drastic that will draw the D lineman.
Quick snap, DeBerg shooting into the end zone for Holohan. If he had been able to come down with it, through no fault of his own, the ball was thrown too far. It would have been his first catch of the year.
Well, they didn't fool anybody because there were 3 defenders back there with Holohan. Holohan just glad to see a ball coming in his direction. Yes. I mean, he came from the Rams where he was catching 50 balls a year, and then he's at the block in this running offense. They're almost, I tell you, it would have had to have been like a shot put, like an up and down pass to get in there. Good coverage there by Terry Wooden out of Syracuse.
He probably was ready to yell pull when he saw that thing up there, because Marty Schottenheimer kidded him the other day and said, you don't get the ball thrown to you here until you can prove you can block. Second down now. Harry in motion. And it's Barry Word. And head on. And to the 19-yard line he goes. Rufus Porter came in there and put his helmet right on Word. And then finally knocked him down at the 19.
Barry Word, another player on this team who missed a lot of time because of a contract holdout. He said when he came back, he felt a little animosity. He felt like people were a little bit upset with him for holding out. I mean, they've done a lot for him. He's done a lot for this team also. Gaining over 1,000 yards last year, but they gave him a big break by giving him a chance to try out for this team. He said he felt a little something funny when he came back.
Third down and 10 at the 19-yard line. Todd McNair is into the backfield with DeBerg, 4 wide receivers. Eugene Robinson coming on a blitz. This is Barnett. A very relieved Steve DeBerg to get one in.
That is the Steve DeBerg that everybody's been waiting for. That guy, that fun guy, the fun Steve, running around, giving everybody high five. And you know, when it comes to Barnett, he's the #1 guy that everybody in this organization has been praising. They say, you got to see Barnett. He's going to be a star.
And Lowry's extra point is good. So Kansas City does take advantage of a bad punt and a big penalty. And DeBerg throws a touchdown pass to Tim Barnett. It's 10-0. Back at Arrowhead, 9:49 to go in the first half. 10-0. Let's go back to the touchdown pass from DeBerg to Barnett.
You know, 3 things can happen when you blitz a veteran quarterback, and 2 of them are bad for the defense. There's the bad thing. It hits Barnett, and he takes it in for his first NFL touchdown. 3 things can happen. He can be sacked, he can be smart enough to throw it away, and he can throw the touchdown, and the 3rd thing happens.
End over end kick. LaVille takes it at the 10-yard line. Out to the 25-yard line. They rule him down as the ball is picked up by James Saxon. Kansas City thought that they had a fumble recovery deep in Seattle territory, but they say that LaVille was down. And that would have been devastating to the Seahawks had they turned it over again. He's kind of holding that ball out there a little flimsy,
he is.
isn't he?
I think he thought he saw a crease, and I thought I saw it also. But then all of a sudden, his protection just collapsed. He is a lucky man.
And there will be a penalty to boot on Seattle. And that will march them back from the 25. We have an injured player coming off for Kansas City right now. That's Todd McNair being helped off to the Kansas City sidelines. Beasley, the Seahawks are in that old position once again of falling behind, not by just 3 points, but now 10 points.
And now all of a sudden, see, when you fall behind 10 points, it takes the team out of its personality. Now, Kemp is going to have to come out and put the ball up. That's what they did not want to happen.
1st and 10. Not good field position at the 15-yard line of Kansas City. That's Seattle, rather. Throws it, and it is caught at the 25-yard line. J.C. Pearson is over there on the coverage as he picks up Brian Blades.
You know, now that was excellent coverage and a pretty good pass by the quarterback. See the drop back. He's looking right where he's going to throw. That's a sign of a young quarterback. JC with good footwork and really puts it right on the money.
John L. Williams coming out as the lone back in the Seattle backfield. That was a 1st down. 9:06 to go here in the 1st half. John L. Williams the carry and a short gain. Sally Amua is in on the tackle. Tonight it's the real-life deep-sea adventures of Mark and Brian. Then it's one of the weirdest news shows of the season, Erie, Indiana, followed by 2 great stars and 2 great news shows. James Garner is a man of the people, and Robert Guillaume stars in Pacific Station. Then Martin Sheen stars in the NBC world premiere movie Guilty Until Proven Innocent. That's the lineup tonight on NBC. The lineup here in Kansas City right now, 8:25 to go for Jeff Kemp and the Seahawks in the 1st half. 2nd down and 9. Derek Thomas getting near him. Incomplete to Tommy Kane. J.C. Pearson again with good coverage. This time he knocks it away.
They are apparently thinking that they can attack J.C. Pearson. But I tell you, we were in practice since Friday, and this guy has beautiful technique and beautiful footwork. And I tell you, he's made 2 good breaks on the ball. The first one they were able to catch, but this time he is all over it. That's a beautiful defensive play.
You know, he's probably very pumped up to be playing against Seattle. He played his college football at the University of Washington. Boy, when the Seahawks arrived in town last night, they were all running to the TV sets to see how the Washington Huskies did in their game against Nebraska. They did very well as they won. 3rd down and long. Pearson on a blitz. Neil Smith trips up Kemp, and Seattle will punt again.
Well, this is nothing but an attacking defense and some plays that develop late. Kemp sees J.C. blitzing out of the corner of his eye, smartly steps up into the pocket. Neil Smith has already collapsed the pocket, so he has to run out.
Well, Beasley Alex Waits had a nightmare of a first punt, 28 yards. Let's see what he can do this time. Fred Jones waits back at the 32 of Kansas City. 10-0 Chiefs. Oh, he almost didn't even get it off. Tracy Simeon was right on his foot. And the ball goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line of Kansas City. Alex Waits is having a rough introduction into the NFL. We'll be back to Arrowhead in just a moment. It's 10-0 Chiefs. There's Alex Waits, punting in his first game for Seattle, replacing Rich Donnelly, who's injured, and he's had a pair of 28-yarders, but look at what happened on this one.
Well, you can't blame him for this. He's not responsible for blocking. He really does a good job just to find space enough to kick the ball. Now, he's a new punter, so special teams coach Kurt Schottenheimer obviously devises a block to attack him, to put some pressure on this new guy. He had a 28-yard punt in the first one, so he knew he'd be very nervous, calls the punt block, and it almost works. It's just a super job. Now, this is going to be like a jailbreak. Take a look at this. Nobody touches the guy. And really, Waits does a good job to just move around and get his foot on the ball. It was his second 28-yard punt, but you can't blame him for that.
Seattle was flagged for ineligible people downfield, but Kansas City declined, and they'll take the ball position at the 43-yard line. DeBerg on his last possession struck for a touchdown pass of 18 yards to Tim Barnett, and Kansas City's up 10-0. Fakes to Okoye. Throws there, and it's caught on the play by the blocking back Bill Jones out to the 49-yard line.
Once again, another example of Steve DeBerg and his wizardry with the play-action pass, thinking like he's going to run. Seattle expecting to run, so those little short play-action tosses have been wide open all afternoon.
Ball is at midfield. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Second down and 3. It's Jones and Okoye lining up behind Steve DeBerg. Holohan in motion. And it's Okoye, and they're right there. Cortez Kennedy stops him for a 1-yard loss. Darren Como is in there too. Now it's time for the ITT 10-minute ticker. Buffalo leads in the second quarter. The Rams on top of San Francisco 7-3, and San Diego leading 6-3 at Mile High. And here in Kansas City this afternoon at Arrowhead Stadium in front of a packed house, Steve DeBerg seems to have shaken out of the early season blues, as he has the Chiefs in there for 10 points on the day, and it's third down now and 3.
Believe it or not, there's 7 defensive backs in the game right now trying to control 4 receivers.
One of the receivers, Rob Thomas, goes in motion, and the 2 tackles for Kansas City moved out a bit early on the snap, and so it now will become third and very long.
Ball start. Number 72 and 77. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
It's got to be real bad when he gives 2 numbers, right?
That's right. It's got to be real bad. These defenses are getting so complicated. I mean, oh, you see the move there. There's not even anything to argue about. But these defenses are getting so interesting. They've got, you got the nickel package, you got the dime package. Now they had 7 DBs in the game that time.
Third down now, and close to about 8 yards to go for first down. DeBerg with plenty of time. Long and deep, and batting it around, and it's incomplete. Dwayne Harper was over there on the coverage. Robert Blackman, who went out injured, was there too, and they were playing volleyball with that one, and almost Harper could have ended up with his 4th interception of the season.
You have to congratulate Tim Barnett on that one, because Barnett is smart enough to realize, okay, now I can't catch it. Let me separate the defender's hands and slap it around and make sure that he doesn't catch it. That's a good job by a wide receiver.
Ryan Barker's first punt of the afternoon for Kansas City. Back deep is Chris Warren. Wow, beautiful punt. This one is better than 28 yards. And Warren calls for a fair catch and lets it go into the end zone.
That's a good decision. The rule of thumb is you put your heels on the 10-yard line. If it's over your head, let it go.
It will be first and 10 out at the 20-yard line. Coming up next weekend now, witness all the drama and emotion of a great golf tradition when NBC Sports presents live coverage of the Ryder Cup from the brand new ocean course on Kiowa Island. That's coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Then NFL Live next Sunday at a special time at 3:30 Eastern Time, right after the Ryder Cup. And there's your menu of action on Sunday, number 5. So big sports weekend next weekend here on NBC. Touchback, first and 10, Seattle at their own 20. 5:27 to go in the half, and they're down by 10, 10-0. This is Derek Fenner. He got the corner, got some nice blocking there, and runs it out of bounds at the 27-yard line, chased out by Kevin Porter.
Now that was a pretty good call for the offense. They spread the offense out wide, so the defense went into a man-for-man set. They brought the receiver in motion, so when you're man-for-man, you're looking at the guy that you're covering, which makes the defense react late to the runner, and he's able to turn the corner and get a few yards that time.
Checking into the lineup now for Seattle at running back will be James Jones, and he'll come in there as the blocking back for that man, Derek Fenner. Jones gets the carry, almost juggled the ball on the handoff, and is out near a first down to the 30-yard line. Neil Smith is in on another tackle along with Tracy Simeon. See where they put that ball down right at the 30. And they'll give the Seahawks a first down, which is what they needed because the last two possessions, Beasley, they've gone 3 plays and out. First and 10 at the 30-yard line, and the plays being signaled in to the Dartmouth grad, Jeff Kemp.
Interesting signaling motion there by the coach. Say those things can get complicated.
First down at the 30. Fenner takes it to the outside now, and with Blades providing some good blocking, he takes it out to the 42-yard line. That wasn't going that direction, was it?
No, it was not. I tell you, Derek Fenner showed some good speed and some good balance that time. You know, this play is designed to go just about right up the middle. And look at the little hard hit. Everything's clogged up. He shows the ability to bounce outside. And when he sees he can't get all the way outside, turns it up and puts his shoulder into the Ron Cherry and takes the first down. That's a good run.
Second first down on the drive. Clock showing 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Kansas City 10, Seattle nothing. Seahawks had a ball intercepted in the end zone on their first drive of the game. Kemp across the middle, hung in there nicely and hit Brian Blades at the 48-yard line, and that will be another Seattle first down, or very close to it.
Well, Seattle is starting to get their offense in motion now. The running game is starting to make some cracks, and I tell you, Kemp stood in there that time in a collapsing pocket. You see some red arms reaching out at him just as he lets the ball go. He throws it low into the inside so that no one can touch it other than his receiver.
I asked Kemp yesterday, did you ever think about going to any other schools? You know, big-time schools. Here's a guy that's been in the NFL 11 years, as we'll measure on that pass catch. And he said, really, there was no interest by a lot of people. Dartmouth took him. He had been accepted into the Ivy League. And boy, he's done very, very well. He's had a nice career for himself. And he's just inches away from another first down.
You know, he said by choosing Dartmouth, he got one great education. And from that statement, I went on to ask him, did he have any plans for a political career maybe later in his future, looking at his family history. And he said that, you know, he wants to really devote a lot of time to his kids. He's got a couple. He'd like to have a couple more. And he knows from living in a political family how much time it takes away.
But, you know, he answered that one like a politician.
Yes, he did. He did leave it a door open.
Third down and inches now. Fenner, he's got the first down as he tumbles to the 46-yard line of Kansas City.
Fenner needed a good game. John L. Williams needs to have a good game. I mean, they were just, I mean, for excellent runners, you have to say that they really struggled last week and really the last couple of weeks. So they are getting in motion now.
Derek Fenner, I saw him in the hotel lobby this morning, Beasley. He had a real game-faced scowl on, and we were both checking out. I was going to let him
let him go first?
Yeah, hop in front of me. As a matter of fact, I was going to pick up his bill. He looked so mean. First and 10 at the 46. Fenner could be a reverse. It is. Blades. Beautiful play by Seattle down to the 35, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Now see, that has the same conclusion, the same reaction by the defense as a play-action pass. They've been running successfully, so the defense really reacts to that fake sweep. And then when they hand it back around, there's only a couple of people over to run Blades out of bounds. So really you get the same conclusion as if you ran a play-action pass when you run a reverse, when your team is running the ball well. And that's what they have to do first, is run it well. They've done it today.
We're at the 2-minute warning right now. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Kansas City leading 10-0. come the Seahawks with 2 minutes to go. They have all of their timeouts remaining here in the first half. 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 35-yard line. Fenner out of the backfield in motion. Kemp fires. Blades is wide open. 20, 17-yard line. And another Seattle first down, plus he gets out of bounds.
Blades does a super job there. I tell you, they're really getting the ball to him well. We can take a look at it here. Kemp goes back. Blades is dragging all the way from the backside underneath zone coverage. When he catches it, just gets as much as he can.
First down at the 18-yard line of Kansas City. 17-yard pass play. Blades on the day has 4 catches for 45 yards. Crowd now tries to get into the game and help out the Chiefs defense. Fenner runs. Dino Hackett hits him inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. And we have 1:45 remaining, and that will keep the clock running. Seattle with all 3 timeouts left.
KC tried a little mini blitz that time, bringing Kevin Porter on the inside. But the Fenner just able to spin out of it and make a nice little gain.
So from the 14-yard line, it will be 2nd down and 6. Blades and Tommy Kane are coming down to the bottom of your screen as we look at Jeff Kemp trying to get Seattle in. They trail 10-0. That's Kane in motion. He got hit as he threw, and McNeil can't hang on. Chris Martin really buried Kemp.
That was a great job by 2 linebackers. Martin doing a fantastic job, and then good coverage downfield by Dino Hackett. That's Dino. Dino knows enough from covering. You can't look back to the last second.
Wow.
Gets his hand in the perfect position. The ball headed to Travis McNeil, the tight end, and Dino with a great play and great pressure by 57, Chris Martin.
3rd down from the 14-yard line. 9th play of the drive. Kemp to John L. Williams. Oh, what a hit by Kevin Ross.
John L. Williams will blame this hit on the quarterback. He threw this so late that it's really a knockout opportunity. I mean, a free shot from the defender. I mean, Ross just really kissed him, and the reason being is that the ball came so late. Kemp made up his mind so late. I tell you, he'll get in the huddle. He'll say, hey, Jeff. hey, look, Jeff, you got to get that to me quicker, baby. Wow, what a hit.
I'm amazed he was able to hold on to the ball.
Chuck Knox walked over to him and said, son, are you okay? That's one of those where they have to tell you what state you're in, what stadium you're playing in. I mean, oh, it takes a tough man to get up from that one. I guarantee you he's a little shaken, but boy, he's eating tough.
1 minute to go here in the first half. Coming up will be the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Bob OJ and Will McDonough. All the scores and highlights from this Sunday around the NFL. Coming up when we send you to New York right at the end of the first half here in Kansas City. John Casey is on to attempt a field goal now for Seattle to try and get them on the board. He's a rookie also. He's already 4 for 6, though, on the season. 37 yards is his longest. Very, very important kick upcoming here to get on the board.
Now, when you talk about the emotion, the swing of emotion in the game, a hit like the one that we just saw will really, you know, that's something nice you can take into the locker room. I mean, this is a tough man's game. Everybody knows that. And I guarantee you the Chiefs will be talking about that hit when they get in the locker room. It's something that kind of pumps you up, helps your team to get, you know, to stay focused coming out for that second half.
Marty Schottenheimer on the Chiefs sideline trying to get his team to 2-2 on the season. The spot will be right at the 20-yard line, making it a 30-yard field goal attempt. Quarterback Jeff Kemp to hold. They missed on a hold last week in Denver. Kemp couldn't handle the snap. Well, that's right over the top bar, and it is no good. Two big missed opportunities in the first half. The interception thrown by Kemp in the end zone, and now a miss from 30 yards by Casey.
And I think clearly, when you pop one out and lose it just off to the right just a little bit in this situation, it can really be a major, major, major momentum swing that you can carry in. You know, he thought that was good. Look at that. He thought, and now he realizes that it's no good.
Yeah, I think, and Kemp thought he had it too.
It was very close.
Went right over the top of the upright, but ruled no good. And they still sit at 0 here in the first half. 10-0 Kansas City. 56 seconds left in the first half. Barry Ward is the running back for the Chiefs. He gets it. And gets out to the 29-yard line. Let's go around the league once again now on this Sunday. 7-0 Buffalo leading at Tampa. The Rams are ahead. San Diego leading 6-3 in the second quarter of play. Here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, the Chiefs lead 10-0 over Seattle with 50 seconds remaining in the first half. You'll see all the scores and highlights coming up on NFL Live when we go back for the halftime report. All right, coming up next week. Special time for NFL Live right after the Ryder Cup on NBC next Sunday at 3:30 Eastern Time. Then you'll either see Kansas City and San Diego, Indianapolis at Seattle, or Miami take on the Jets at the Meadowlands. But once again, remember, NFL Live next Sunday at 3:30 Eastern Time, right after live coverage of the Ryder Cup. 29-yard line, James Saxon checks in at running back now for Kansas City. He's made a couple of fine plays on special teams. 50 seconds to go in the half. Across the middle is Saxon. A good open field tackle there by Dwayne Harper. It's a first down for Kansas City, and they will use a timeout with 43 seconds remaining now in the half.
Final score, Detroit 33, Indianapolis 24.
All right, let's go back on NFL Live today. Some of the headlines that were made this afternoon. Jim McMahon, the Eagles are more talented than the '85 champion Bears. The scoring is down, and that's concerning the league. And Bubba Paris took out not one offensive lineman for Indianapolis in practice, but two. Two guys ended up with broken legs from Bubba going the wrong way during practice. And again, will be Bob, O.J., and Will in the studio. Coming up on the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report, as we are at 43 seconds remaining here in the first half at Arrowhead Stadium. Steve DeBerg, a good day, 8 for 12, 75 yards. He's thrown a touchdown. He's throwing to the man he threw the touchdown pass to, Timmy Barnett, and he makes the catch for a short gain to the 39-yard line.
We got a little hurry-up offense here, and DeBerg really looked off well that last pass.
Wide open, Barnett drops it at the 41-yard line. Catch he should have made, Beasley, right through his hands.
Yep, that was really in a good spot. He may have seen people coming on this one. See, he has time to measure this ball up. He had time to slow down and measure that ball. He may have felt, kind of sensed people coming at him that time.
Barnett had a historical moment in his career in the NFL, making his first touchdown catch on an 18-yard pass from that man, Steve DeBerg. We now have 23 seconds remaining here in the first half. 39-yard line of Kansas City. DeBerg with that cadence count. You could almost hear it there. Emil Harry, nice catch to the 50 and out of bounds. 18 seconds remaining.
Still hurry-up offense. That's the perfect pass. It goes to the sideline, allows him to step out of bounds and stop the clock. Now they go to the huddle. This will come from the inside receiver. DeBerg simply steps up, makes a perfect pass, and that's a great reaching catch, stepping out of bounds, stopping the clock.
18 seconds remaining in the half. Chiefs have one timeout remaining. hit DeBerg as he was throwing, as Bryant fought his way in there and made a nice move defensively to get inside and beat his man and get in there and hit him on the back.
Steve knew he had to get rid of this ball. I mean, you have a little clock in your head when you're a quarterback, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Even though you don't see the pressure, you know that you're running out of time. That time he just threw that one away.
Let me correct myself. That was Joe Nash that got in there and made the hit on the back of Steve DeBerg. Nash, the 10-year veteran out of Boston College. Back up, 13 seconds left, first half. Freddie Jones is in a wide receiver spot now. James Saxon in the backfield with Steve DeBerg. DeBerg flushed out of the pocket, sails one. Saxon can't make the catch. Chiefs are arguing that Nez is holding Saxon on the way down. No flag, though. You think Nesby got away with one there, Pete?
I think Nesby got away with one, and I also think that the referee may have made a determination that the ball was not catchable from the angle that it was thrown in. See, Nesby's clearly touching him, but I think the referee is saying that even had he not touched him, the ball would not have been caught.
All right, Nesby Glasgow might have gotten away with one right there.
He's a veteran. He deserves to get away with one there. Every now and then.
Probably had one thrown against him that he didn't deserve.
That's right.
8 seconds left in the half. 10-0 Kansas City. Third down.
I know you're going to make it up. Right here, right here.
DeBerg to Saxon. He's got it. And out of bounds. And they may have a chance to get Nick Lowry on the field to attempt a field goal. Well done by DeBerg.
See, that's the guy they've been looking for. Happy DeBerg, happy Steve. And man, is he having fun today. You saw him with the smile coming off, high-fiving people after tosses. That was about as well as you could run that drive, although Marty's a little upset because they're having trouble coordinating the special teams.
Well, they do have a timeout left if they have to use it. Bill Jones comes running on the field. Lowry will attempt from 51 yards away out of the hold of Brian Barker. Last play of the half. Misses wide to the right. And that's the end of the first half here at Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs have scored 10 points in the first half. Chuck Knox should have at least 10. But an interception and a missed chip shot field goal from 30 yards has Seattle sitting behind in this game 10-0. Let's go to New York now. NFL Live. And here's Bob Costas. Kansas City's Harvey Williams out to the 31-yard line. A good run back by the rookie out of LSU for Kansas City. And the Chiefs have the ball first. The Keystone halftime stats for you. First downs, as you can see, Kansas City in the lead. Yards passing, though, Steve DeBerg having a good day with 105. And Seattle not throwing the ball that well, but running it better, Beasley.
Yes, they really are. You see the numbers there. And also the turnovers. The one big turnover stopping the Seattle drive, a key thing in the first half.
Jim Donovan and Beasley Reese with you from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs in front by a score of 10-0. Barry Word in the backfield now. Gets the carry to the 35. He'll pick up 5 on first down. On the unpile, Wooden is in on the tackle, along with Jeff Bryant.
That's like a dream for any coach. If you can line up and come up with 4, 5 yards per pop. I mean, everything is set up. You can do anything in your offensive game plan if your running game is working like that. Barry Word with a nice read.
We saw Okoye a lot in the first half, and he rushed for 49 yards in the first half. But now Word gets his second carry of the second half. And a flag goes down as Word goes down over the 40-yard line, which would give Kansas City a first down. But we'll check out Dale Hamer's call. And this one's coming back, and it will cost Kansas City 10 on the whole. That's the second time, Beasley, they've taken a play wide to the corner, gotten the corner, but been flagged for it.
Holding, number 85 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's Jonathan Hayes, the tight end. Remember last night when I talked to Cortez Kennedy and said, or rather Rufus Porter of Seattle, and said, boy, that Jonathan Hayes is a good player. And he said, yeah, and he holds a lot, too.
Second and 14.
Prophetic, maybe.
Yes, as he gets whistled for the flag there. And it's second down now for Kansas City, and 14 to go for a first down. And they go back to Barry Word. Seattle is there to shut that one down. Darren Como comes in to make the tackle. It looks like Kansas City has lost a pretty good receiving back, Todd McNair. McNair has a sprain and is out, and it is doubtful whether or not he will return as James Saxon comes in, filling that third down receiving back role now for the Chiefs. And he did it rather well at the end of the first half. He's number 21. So it's third down now and 14 as they get no gain on that running play to Barry Word. DeBerg fires. Saxon catches, but he will be short of the first down at the 32-yard line. Nesby Glasgow and James Jefferson in on the tackle for Seattle, and a good defensive series for the Seahawks, who are down 10 and can ill afford to go down behind anymore.
Very good series there, and you know, they allowed Saxon to have that one. They don't mind him catching the 4 or 5 yard pop. They just wanted to make sure you didn't get the first down. They allowed him to sneak underneath.
Barker punting for Kansas City, and Chris Warren is back deep. And at the 19-yard line, Warren returns, and he carries out over the 25 to the 26-yard line. Tackle on the play by Tim Barnett, a 48-yard punt. And Seattle gets the ball when we come back to Arrowhead Stadium. At Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City's Chiefs with 12:54 left to go in the third quarter, leading 10-0 over Seattle. Jeff Kemp and the Seahawks first and 10 at their own 27-yard line. John L. Williams, a good run to the left side, tackled by Kevin Porter. And Derek Thomas is in there on the tackle too. And Thomas has had kind of a quiet day, and he's had anything but quiet days in his career against Seattle.
If you take a look at him here from the right side of your screen, recognizing the play and flashing in to put his helmet right in the stomach of the runner. And like you said, traditionally, he's had some great games against Seattle.
He set the NFL record here last year against Seattle, 7 sacks in one game. Second down, 4. Derek Fenner, and he should have a first down to the 39-yard line. Thomas at practice on Friday, one of the writers was talking to him about the 7-sack performance last year against Seattle, and they were asking a number of questions, and he said, you know, really when you think about it, 7 sacks is a lot in one game.
I mean, an awful lot. And over his career, he's had 20 tackles, 9 sacks, 17 quarterback pressures, 3 forced fumbles. I mean, he has been a one-man wrecking crew against Seattle. Here's a prediction for you. I bet he picks it up a little bit here in the second half, now that Seattle will have to throw the ball a little bit to get back in the game.
First down, Seahawks. Travis McNeil, the tight end, in motion. A rollout for Kemp. And trying to extend and make the catch is McNeil, and he cannot pull it in at the 45-yard line. And it will be second down and 10. He was out there wide open.
He really was, and this time Derek thought it was a run and slid inside, so you see Derek Thomas chasing. He should be dropping wide to the outside this time. He gets away with it because the ball's a little bit low and a little bit outside.
Wondering what will it take to get some points here this afternoon. They had a ball picked off in the end zone and a missed 30-yard field goal by John Casey. Or else we could be tied 10-10. Second and 10 after the incompleted pass. Tommy Payne in motion. Derek Fenner, and he'll run to another Seattle first down right out by midfield. And Fenner has picked it up a couple of notches off what he's done the first few weeks.
If you notice, Fenner has been the featured back after the first series or so. At first it was John L. Williams they were feeding the ball. Fenner having the hot legs, the hot hand right now. 9 rushes for 56 yards, and that last one was a very good one, picking up his feet, keeping his balance.
First and 10, Seattle. Right at midfield. John L. Williams, Derek Fenner settle in the Seahawks backfield. This time it's John L. Williams. And he'll pick up a quick 3 yards to the 47 of Kansas City. Dino Hackett tackles. Here's Andy Heck, 66. He was the lead blocker on the play. So it'll be second down and 6 to go for a first down.
Dino Hackett made a great play in the end zone to save a touchdown. He's been in on several tackles. Very active linebacker. That's a good word for linebacker, active.
Running the ball, Seattle doing very well. But they must get on the board as they are down by 10. into Kansas City territory. First possession, second half. Fenner. And the Chiefs brought a few people up from the secondary to help out there and meet him on the play. Bill Maws is in on the tackle.
Now, this is good interior play. Just look at the Chiefs. Look at the red shirts come at this hole. There was a hole there initially, and then it's quickly closed down by several players.
So another one of those real in-between plays. Third down and 3. Neil Smith chatting with Bill Maws as they will try and get to Kemp. 4 wide receivers in for Seattle. Kemp can run for it. And he'll run right out of bounds at the 31-yard line, chased by Deron Cherry. Smart play by Jeff Kemp.
You know, Kemp with a great move there, realizing that Kansas City is in man-for-man coverage across the board. That means that everybody in the secondary and all the linebackers are looking at a player. They're not looking at Kemp. So when he squirts out of there, everyone has to turn around, realize that he's running, and then simply react to it. It's a good play, good choice of running at that time.
You know, he really plays a lot like Dave Krieg, doesn't he?
He's got a similar body style. He's not a very tall guy, 6 foot, very mobile, good runner. Good passer. He is a lot like Krieg.
As he scrambles for that first down, they're at the 31-yard line of Kansas City. Setting up Fenner. And Fenner goes left, right, up the middle, and carries inside the 30 to the 27-yard line where Leonard Griffin got a hand on him going by and knocked him down.
Seattle has had one problem, really, and that's just, you know, completing drives. They have moved the ball relatively well, but just the completion, the missed touchdown, the interception, the missed field goal.
All right, here we go. Second down. 6 yards to go. Brian Blades at the bottom of your screen. Tommy Kane, the wide receiver, to the top. 10-0 Kansas City. 8:14 to go, third quarter. Back to the ground. John L. Williams. Beautiful run by John L. Williams. Should have a Seattle first down near the Kansas City 20.
That's interior running, about as good as it gets. Everywhere they shut him down, he was able to find some room to work. All right, he's shut down on the outside. He sees 2 defenders. Cuts back inside. Now, that's just good balance, good sense, good feel, and hard running. Good interior play.
It will be close enough for measurement now. John L. Williams will study it and see if the chains prove that he did get the first down as Jeff Kemp goes over there. Good drive for Seattle, and by a couple of inches he has it. 7:59 to go, third quarter, and now it's time to check out the Hertz 10-minute ticker on Sunday, number 4 in the NFL. Buffalo leading 7-0. The Rams and 49ers are tied as Steve Young threw a touchdown pass to John Taylor to knock that one up. And David Treadwell kicked a field goal to tie it up at Mile High Stadium, and it's 6-6 San Diego and Denver. And it's 1st and 10 here, Seattle down by 10 to Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. The ball is at the 21 of Kansas City. John L. Williams to the 18-yard line with Dino Hackett right on the top. And Kevin Porter there too. Very controlled drive. That's John Becker standing alongside with the headset on beside Chuck Knox as they signal the plays into Jeff Kemp. Boy, Beasley, they must come away with some points here as Marty Schottenheimer glancing down at his sketch pad.
It would honestly be devastating for this team if they don't come away with at least 3 points out of this opportunity.
Second down, 7. Kemp is going to get hit. That's a loose ball. Martin knocked it away. Chiefs ball. Dan Saliamua basks in the cheers, but really credit Chris Martin for a huge play, knocking the ball away. So it was a devastating play as Seattle comes away empty again.
Now direct your attention to the left side of the screen. Chris Martin, number 57, comes barreling in from the outside. John L. is responsible for blocking him, but leaning in, knocking the ball loose, and Saleaumua would fall on it. This angle shows that the pocket was collapsing. Now watch Saleaumua turn perfectly and cradle the football.
Second turnover of the day. Kemp throws an interception and now gets stripped of the ball in the pocket. And Kansas City has the ball back, and their 10-0 lead intact. 6:52 to go here in the third quarter, and now they bring Okoye back in. And Christian gets stopped, and really Beasley, Seattle's doing a marvelous job stopping this Kansas City running game. There's a flag thrown down at the play, too.
One thing about this Kansas City offense, you don't have to, there's very little deception in the running part of the running game. If you see Hayes is a little upset about
it might be Hayes again.
Not another holding on him. Oh, no. And, all the coaches told us to watch him because he's such a devastating blocker. Let's hear the call here.
Holding, number 85, the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
At least 2 coaches and 1 public relations man told us to watch Hayes because he is really a fantastic blocker. I'm sure he's very upset about getting the holding calls. He's one of the best blockers in the NFL.
That's his second holding penalty on the afternoon, and it now becomes 1st and 20, and the ball back inside the 15-yard line. This time it's Barry Word, and Word goes out to the 16-yard line, but not much more. Tackled by Jacob Green, and now the crowd starting to hoot and holler about the play selection.
Well, everybody's a coach when it doesn't work, Everybody's a coach when it doesn't work. There aren't very many plays in the playbook that you can call when you have that much distance to make up to get to the first down. So you try to get a little of it back at a time. Don't try to get it all at once and throw an interception or something.
They have substituted again in the backfield. Harvey Williams is in. Almost had the Seahawks jumping. DeBerg out of the backfield. This is Williams. And that's what they like about Harvey Williams. That stuff after he catches the ball is he just took Robert Blackman and disappeared on him.
The coaches say that he's a game breaker. That's what they like about him. They've got the power in Okoye. They've got the power in Word. But in Williams, they've got a guy that they feel like can flash and dash. And we saw a nice move there. And then from the other perspective, we saw DeBerg getting him the ball early enough for him to set up his move against the defender.
Third down now and 6 to go for first down. James Saxon checks into the backfield. Rob Thomas in motion. And DeBerg getting rushed. And it forces him to throw the ball wide of Emil Harry. And Kansas City's offense will come off again, and Seattle's defense is keeping them in this ball game.
That's another veteran move by DeBerg. I mean, you have to congratulate the Seattle defense. They were collapsing the pocket. They had some good coverage on the receivers, but when DeBerg felt like his time was running out, he just threw the ball away.
So Barker comes in for his second punt of the half, third of the game, and here's Chris Warren. And at the 30-yard line, he catches. And didn't have anywhere to go. Sadowski comes down to make the tackle along with Lonnie Martz. It's Seattle ball as Steve DeBerg and the Kansas City offense can't do anything with it, but they still lead by 10. We're back at Arrowhead Stadium. Jim Donovan with Beasley Reese. Seattle's defense has given their offense the ball back. They're down 10. Beasley, what do they do?
Well, I think they need a mistake-free drive from the quarterback position. We had the one interception stalling one. We had the fumble stalling one. So Kemp needs to put together a mistake-free drive.
Still a lot of time. 4:54 to go, third quarter. And he passes on first down and goes long for Tommy Kane. He's got it at the 25 to the 24-yard line.
Well, how's that for mistake-free? This guy must have a receiver in his helmet. He must can hear us talking up here. Boy, he puts this one up and allows Kane. Nice pump fake. He throws it almost straight up and just allows Kane to run underneath it. That's a great, great, great opening play. And it's one that Kemp needed for confidence. It's a cheap, easy way to get down the field. I mean, they didn't expend a lot of energy like they have been with long, long drives.
44-yard pass play. Thing of beauty. Laid it in there right over the shoulder of Tommy Kane. First down. Out of the run. Here's Fenner. Sheds one hit. Then goes down at the 22-yard line. Tracy Simeon is there along with Leonard Griffin and Dino Hackett. And now with 4:20 to go here in the third quarter. Boy, Marty Schottenheimer was a pretty hot coach on that sideline for Kansas City during the last time out. He went at it with his entire offense, read them the riot act during the timeout at change of possession. And then watch what happened when he went to Jonathan Hayes, who's been flagged twice for holding.
I mean, he really ate him up. And then watch Hayes. Hayes is saying, hey, those guys in the stripes, they're jobbing me, man. The coach is saying, listen, just don't hold anymore.
Travis McNeil in motion. Second down. Ball thrown to Fenner. And immediately knocked out of bounds by Kevin Ross. And they're at the 19-yard line of Kansas City. Short of a first down, and Fenner will come out. See that look? That's the look that I got behind me during the hotel checkout today.
Yeah, he had both feet in, a good catch.
I was going to say, hey, did they charge you for all the beverages in your room? I don't care. I'm paying.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, big play again. Now third down, 3.
Okay, this is where they stalled last time. The last time it was Cherry versus Kemp. Let's see if Jeff makes a better decision this time.
He's got John L. Williams open, but doesn't get it off, and there's the sack. There's a flag down. Bill Moss got him. The flag is down. They say it's against Seattle, and it is. So they get to that brink again, Beasley, and commit another mistake.
Well, Moss, from his end position, his new end position as of last season, comes around and really does a good job this time. Now, for years, he's been known as one of the best nose tackles in the business.
Number 74, the offense. The penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Warren Wheat.
And, you know, you can also give that as a coverage sack because Kemp did have a lot of time. There was just nowhere to go with the ball.
So Kansas City will now have a defensive alignment that will try and go after field goal kicker John Casey. He's missed today from 30 yards. 0 for 1 on the day. 3:05 to go here in the first half. From 46. It's good. Seattle at long last is on the board. 2:57 remaining here in the third quarter. And it looks like another fantastic finish here at Arrowhead.
You know, that's the guy right there, Chuck Knox. You do not want him to let his team hang around to stay in the game. He's down by just 7, and he is known for coming back.
John Casey, who just hit a 46-yard field goal, kicks away. Harvey Williams a yard deep. Fine special teams chase down there. Rod Stevens is down, along with Derek LaVille. He comes down along with Bernard Clark. 3 of them down there on Harvey Williams. And the Chiefs now have bad field position starting at their 13-yard line. And let's see if Marty's screaming act at his team during that last changeover takes effect. Let's take a check on the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Not much of a change there, except that Denver is on the board again and now leads San Diego 13-6. It's Dan Henning, one of those coaches who is under fire. 10-3 here at Arrowhead Stadium. Christian Okoye and Bill Jones in the backfield for the Chiefs from their own 12. And Okoye gets to the 15, and he's brought down by Jeff Bryant and Rufus Porter.
Well, the challenge right now stands squarely on the shoulders of the Seattle Seahawks. They really need to come up with some more big plays like they have been doing. Now, you know, when you play against Christian Okoye, you do not want to hit him around his shoulders. That's a good job by the defender, getting the big man at his ankles. That's what some of the players said they would do to stop 300 pounds, almost 300 pounds of man.
On 2nd and 7, DeBerg, a nice fake. and throws over the head of Holohan. And then Holohan took a hit from Robert Blackman over there on the coverage. But it was all in the good spirit of the NFL.
And once again, that's a play fake coming off of an action that they run the ball off of all the time. So, you know, that's one of those things that should work. This time the ball a little bit overthrown, and maybe purposely, because Steve saw the defender so close.
Tom Catlin, the defensive coordinator. His defense has done a nice job and has Kansas City right now, Beasley, really flat on 3rd down and 7. Nice catch by Saxon and running on 2. And a stiff arm gets him out to the 38-yard line and a 1st down.
Saxon gets away with a critical sin, one of the errors when he makes this play. He actually throws a move on the defender as he's catching the ball. I mean, you got to be an excellent athlete. Now watch this. As he catches, he's cutting to get outside. That's a great catch, a dangerous catch and move, but man, he executes it well. What a play.
Big play too, because they were in need of a big play, or else they were punting from deep in their own territory. 24-yard pass play.
You know, every coach will tell you, catch the ball first. Catch it first. He made a move as he was catching it.
That was Saxon's 4th catch of the day for 54 yards. And a 1st down for the Chiefs. DeBerg hit as he throws, but a sliding catch by Rob Thomas. And right over by the Chiefs bench, he picks up 9 yards out to the 48-yard line.
Steve DeBerg, the smart veteran, really moving them well now. You know, when he has to make the play with his experience, he's able to make them. You know, they can put that pressure on Steve DeBerg. He stood in that position for many, many years.
When we talked to him Friday, he said, yes, it's a 1-2 start, but Marty Schottenheimer's teams always start slowly. So maybe I'm not playing that bad. I'm not playing that well, but it's really the way things go. And the reason is because Marty likes to use a lot of young players and a lot of players early in the season, so that by the end of the year, Beasley, November and especially December, they're ready to go.
And most teams don't do that. I mean, most teams will make a rookie or a young lineman or a young running back. They'll make them wait until somebody gets injured. They'll let them practice all year. And then you get in a critical situation, they have no game experience. So there's some wisdom to that madness.
And really, what you look at now is that certainly by the end of the year, Harvey Williams will be ready come the big games. Tim Barnett, the wide receiver, will be ready.
Very, very true. They've been used all year, and they've got some seasoning.
They are inches away on 2nd down. Sometimes he loves to go big on 2nd and inches. Like that. Rob Thomas inside the Seattle 30 to the 27, and another Kansas City 1st down. Took a hard hit from Patrick Hunter after he made the catch.
You know, Rob needed to make this catch. 2 things to talk about here. Steve DeBerg looking to the right, freezing the safety because he wants to go to the seam. Hits it perfectly, gives Barnett time to catch it. He still takes a big hit, but you know, he had to catch that ball because he dropped one in the end zone. And I'm talking about Rob Thomas. I don't mean Rob Barnett. But he had to catch that because he dropped the one in the end zone. Had to show them that his concentration is in this game.
25 yards and a 1st down. A pump fake, and he's looking for Emil Harry. The 2, it's just a little bit too long. DeBerg seems to have that rhythm back right now.
Well, they're really loosening up the purse strings when it comes to play calling. That's a real gutsy call. And he made a 360 pirouette on the fake. That's one that
what did he make? What was that?
It's like a ballet term.
Oh, ballet. All right.
You know, when you're in college, sometimes they make you take ballet, and they made us take that at North Texas State. The pirouette.
DeBerg 16 for 26, 180 yards, and a touchdown pass. 2nd down, 10 at the 27 of Seattle. Okoye running. Finally tipped over by Robert Blackman, who definitely, as Beasley pointed out, you got to hit him low, and he definitely hit him right on his shoelaces and tipped him over near the 20-yard line.
And so many times you see people, look at the width, the breadth of that man's shoulders. Look at Okoye. I mean, you don't want to wrap yourself, you can't wrap yourself around that. It's best to get those little bitty ankles and try to bring down the big tree trunk.
That will be the end of the 3rd quarter here in Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. And we'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Well, here we go at jam-packed Arrowhead Stadium. Seattle and Kansas City, 10-3, the Chiefs in the lead, starting the fourth quarter. Third down and 4 for Steve DeBerg at the Seattle 21-yard line. Rob Thomas is set in motion. DeBerg misfires over the head of Tim Barnett at the 18-yard line, and that will send out Nick Lowry for a field goal attempt. And Kansas City would have dearly loved to have put one in here.
I don't think Steve's very happy about this one. He goes back looking left, throws left. You know, I saw some linemen kind of bumping, you know, in the process of blocking, people bumping into his leg as he threw. Maybe that took him off the mark just a little bit.
Lowry 1 for 2 on the day, missed a 51-yarder, and incidentally, that's his second 51-yard miss of the year. Brian Barker holds, and the spot at the 29, making it a 39-yard field goal attempt, and to try and give them their 10-point lead back. And it's good. Dwayne Harper almost blocked it. And Lowry 2 for 3 on the day. 13-3, Kansas City in the lead. We'll be right back. Some of the 76,000 plus here at Arrowhead Stadium this afternoon. Nick Lowry has just added a 29-yard field goal, 39-yard field goal rather. And it's 13-3, Kansas City in the lead. Derek LaVille, he's going to come out with it. And brings it to the 21-yard line. First and 10 for Seattle, and a very late flag is thrown in. The tackle on the play made by Sadowski, the backup tight end. And it's going against Seattle, which will hurt them field position-wise. And we have an injured player down there, too. I think it's Trey Junkin who's down injured. Yes, it is, for the Seahawks.
Holding, number 22 on the return. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Nesby Glasgow is hit for the flag and the penalty. And Kansas City's defense out there waving their arms right now, trying to get the crowd going as they have Seattle pinned in Beasley at the 11-yard line. And the Seahawks now with 14:44 left. And Jeff Kent's got to get it going now. Down by 10. He's throwing for Brian Blades, who makes a beautiful catch in front of J.C. Pearson, and a first down to the 24. Check in with Bob Costas.
Jim, the difference right now at Mile High Stadium is this touchdown by Gaston Green of the Broncos. Off the draw, he goes 5 yards for the score. Remember, they're still without Bobby Humphrey. John Carney has kicked 4 field goals for the Chargers. They're within 1. Broncos 13, San Diego 12.
Thanks, Bob. Kansas City in the lead by 10 here, 13-3. Incidentally, on that pass catch, Brian Blades has 6 catches on the day for 113 yards. And a first down to the 24, where Derek Fenner, Beasley, he runs high through the hole, doesn't he, to the 30-yard line.
I mean, and people try to tackle him low, and he runs right out of the tackles. That's just a super running style, classic running style.
Here he is, Derek Fenner. He's been running the ball much better here today, and that offensive line has given him some room to run through, too. He's got 71 yards rushing on the day, and he's carried it 13 times. So he got 6 on first down, 2nd and 4. Seattle down 10, 13-3, and we're in the fourth quarter. We'll go back to John L. Williams, and he leans off the pile, away from Leonard Griffin, and brings it out to the 33-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by 2, and it will be 3rd down. 3rd down and 2 in this situation, deep in their territory, has not been a problem. It's been 3rd down deep in Kansas City going in for the score that Seattle has had problems. Throwing an interception and then losing the ball on a strip of the quarterback. 3rd down, they're 4 for 9 today, and they're 3rd and 2 right now. He's on the money to Paul Scansey, who then fumbles it. And it might have gone right into the arms of Kevin Ross. It is. Chiefs ball. Give it to Lloyd Burris.
You know, it's really been a question of Seattle self-destructing. They've done some very good things in this game, and then you would think a play like this is very easy. Let's see where the ball comes out. It looks like the hand was knifed up there a little bit by Porter just at the end, and the ball pops out. Self-destruction by the Hawks.
3 turnovers for Chuck Knox's troops today, all very, very critical. Okoye stiff-arms Wooden and runs it down the bounce to the 35-yard line.
Okoye is so measured in his steps, walks up to his teammate to check if he's okay because he put a shoulder in his back as he powered forward for another inch or two. Christian having a good game. Super game.
It's at the 35-yard line of Seattle and a first down. What a tragedy on that play. Scansey made the catch, ran well, had big yardage on the play, and then was knocked loose from the ball, and it went right into the lap of Lloyd Burris. Barry Word is in at backfield now for Kansas City. Okoye leaves with 70 yards rushing. DeBerg to Holohan, and his first catch of the season will get him about a half yard.
One thing about Holohan, he's not going to miss the ball. He's not going to miss the ball. That's not exactly what he's looking for, though. The 1-yard catches. This is a guy who's used to catching 50, 60 a year. Super hands, very soft hands.
Second down and 10 as they get no gain on the play. Schottenheimer trying to put away the Seattle team. Does not want to let them hang around. The game has taken that posture that they are hanging around unless Kansas City can put them away right here. Chiefs up by 10. DeBerg, Rob Thomas, and he stretches out of bounds just a yard shy of a first down to the 26-yard line.
Now DeBerg saw something there. He made an audible, and as a result of the audible, he brought the outside receivers a little bit closer to him so he could make a 2-step drop and flick the ball out to them quickly.
There's Rob Thomas running off, coming out of the Chiefs offensive lineup now. They are 3rd down and 1 at the 26-yard line. Jonathan Hayes is in there. They have 3 tight ends in right now, as Troy Sadowski and Pete Holohan also come in. Okoye gets it, and that's an easy call, isn't it, on 3rd down and 1? First down for Kansas City inside the 25.
You know, the Chiefs have really done their job. I mean, individually, Okoye has done what he's supposed to do. Steve DeBerg has thrown the ball well. Barry Word has come in like a relief pitcher and done well while Okoye took a breath. Everybody on this team has really done their part.
Now we get a look at Harvey Williams in the backfield on first down. Oh, DeBerg fires to Barnett at the 15. I mean, he had a couple of people wide open. He had Williams open in the flat, but Barnett was so wide open he had to give it to him.
You know, he took a quick peek over at Williams, and I think that was just enough to open up that zone where he could get it in. See him look over, look right there, and then decides, no, I think I can get the big one, goes upfield. That's the veteran quarterback that can do that.
Wooden brings him down on the tackle. And they'll call for the sticks to come in. Barnett now with 4 catches for 41 yards and his first career touchdown in the NFL. Measurement out on the field shows that Kansas City is just a couple of inches short of the first down, which is usually Okoye territory, but I noticed that Williams is in there, and now Okoye will come out. He's coming out of the huddle right now. Here's Christian from the sidelines. Joe Pendry telling him to come out. Okoye, a proud new father, brand new baby girl, 3 weeks old. Imagine this big 298-pound guy says he likes to wake up in the middle of his night when the daughter is crying.
And her name is Christiana Okoye, very close to Daddy's name.
Second and inches. Williams. Touchdown.
Williams came very close to that $1,000 fine. You know, you get the sense that he thought about reaching up to get a high five, and then he kind of caught himself. Great play. Let's take a look at it here. The difference, Steve DeBerg gets it over to him quickly, and it's nothing but foot speed that allows him, he runs like a 4.5, 4.48 40, that allows him to sprint into the corner.
And Kansas City, with 9:31 remaining, has tacked on another touchdown as they take in another Seattle turnover for a touchdown, and Harvey Williams gets his first NFL career touchdown. So the Chiefs well in control now, 20-3 with 9:31 left. 9:31 remaining. Nick Lowry moves into the ball. Kansas City leads 20-3 over Seattle. Derek LaVille will take it 2 yards deep and come out. Good run back by LaVille out over the 33-yard line. That's where Seattle will start. Down by 17 points in the game. Let's go to New York right now. NFL Live update. Here's Bob Costas.
Jim, the Broncos trying to win for the third time in 4 tries. Get another TD from Gaston Green. Again, it's the delayed handoff. He bursts through the hole and speeds down the sideline, 63 yards for the score. It's a 20-12 lead for the 2-1 Broncos over the 0-3 Chargers in the 4th at Mile High.
Looks like Gaston Green has found himself a home there with the Denver Broncos. As he gets another touchdown, Jeff Kemp needs a bundle of points now. He's going long for Tommy Kane. Incomplete. Ball hung a little bit, and it allowed J.C. Pearson to get back there. Second down.
A lot of bad things happen when you know that you have to pass and the defense knows you have to pass. Defensive backs loosen up a little bit. Linemen pin their ears back and start rushing reckless abandon. People like Derek Thomas and the other linebackers start to smell sack and start to think sack. A lot of bad things happen when you are forced to pass.
Seattle inside the Chiefs' 30-yard line 4 times. Here's the story of the game. Interception, missed field goal, fumble, and then a field goal. They just have not made the big plays, and oh, he kept getting hit. As he was releasing the ball, Tracy Simeon was blowing through there, along with a number of other Chief players, and Kemp gets up and he is wincing in pain.
Well, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. They start calling their favorite tricks in the lineup and their favorite games and stunts from a defensive line and linebacker perspective, and boy, they start teeing off on the quarterback. So now this is a real challenge for the offensive line. They know now that they must protect. Kemp has got to get the ball off on a good rhythm, and the receivers have to get open.
Crowd wants a sack. No question about it. They're yelling for a sack here on 3rd down and 10. And the ball is caught over the middle by Blades. He will fight to try and get the first down. He needed to get to the 44, and Derek Thomas and Chris Martin bring him down. Kemp was being chased on the play by J.C. Pearson, who was coming in on that blitz. And I think they have to call the change in for a measurement.
Well, that's what Kemp does best. You know, throwing the ball on the run, using his mobility to escape pressure. That's what he does best. He did it very well that time. I wouldn't be surprised to see them move the pocket around a little bit intentionally. Move him out to the left a little bit. Don't let him be in that stationary, traditional pocket where these people can set up games and blitzes to get to that spot.
Now that's as close as you get it. I mean, Dale Hamer has to get down there on his knees.
So does Derek Thomas.
Yeah, Derek Thomas is down there, too, on his knees. Someone told him he was blocking the rest of America's view of the play. First down, Seattle. Now it's time for the Fran 10-minute tinker. Tampa Bay's tied up Buffalo. Boy, the Bills, you know, everybody said they were so powerful, but they were lucky to get out against the Jets with a win, and now they're struggling here against Tampa Bay. And your other games With 8:40 left in our ball game, it's a first down for Seattle. They trail by 17 points and are still running. Derek Fenner to the 49-yard line. Obviously just trying to take the heat off of Kemp a little bit. Bill Maas in on the tackle for the Chiefs.
You know, you mix in a run every now and then in this situation also to slow those defensive linemen down and to kind of discourage the coaches from blitzing from the outside. You want to make them respect the run just a little bit, and that also buys your quarterback time.
John L. Williams sets up in the backfield with Kemp at 2nd down and 5. 8 minutes to go in the game. Across the middle, Tommy Kane catches inside the Kansas City 40. And they've been working on J.C. Pearson all day.
And Pearson has been right there. He's made some good plays. He's had one caught on him. Jeff has done a very, very good job in this drive. Here, this is a very well-thrown ball. I mean, he's patient enough to allow Kane to break free and then rifles it in there, because that's a pass he had to really show the strength in his arm to get it in.
Tommy Kane with a good catch down at the 38-yard line. First down, Seattle. Now 7:22 remaining in the game. John L. Williams. Got a block from Kemp. And reverses direction to the 21-yard line of Kansas City, and a first down. He runs out of bounds to kill the clock with 7:07 left.
Well, that was a pretty neat little play.
And a long play, too.
And John L., look at John L. He's not breathing that hard. He's in good shape. A nice reverse of the field. And like you mentioned, Kemp had to come in and put on a very, very good block this time. Okay, everything is blocked. Everything's shut down. And there's Kemp diving in at Martin to kind of shield him off. Kane doing the best that he can against Pearson.
The pesky Seahawks hanging in now at the 20-yard line. First down, deep in Kansas City territory. Kemp, a short drop, a great play. Dino Hackett got a hand on the ball, knocking it away from a cutting Brian Blades.
Dino with 2 passes defended now. That's the way it goes in the column. He's reached out and batted down 2 balls, one in the end zone, and this time from his zone position. Makes a standard drop, looking at the quarterback the entire way, folds back in, sticks his arm out. I tell you, that's perfect linebacker play. Dropping into the zone, mimicking the quarterback, making the lateral break on the ball.
6:40 left. And it is 2nd down and 10. Kemp over the head of his tight end Mike Tice. That's the first time he's gone in Tice's direction this afternoon. So it will become 3rd down now as Tice heads back to the huddle.
Just focus on your quarterback here. Just as he lets it go, he gets spun. You know, just a pocket collapsing around here. Sally Moore in, wrapping him up.
All right, it's 3rd down and 10. Shotgun for Jeff Kemp to buy him a little bit more time. Oh, got a lot of pressure, and he loops it for Kane, and it's incomplete. They sent everybody after Kemp that time.
They had a 3-deep zone in the secondary, determined to make sure that no one would get behind and into the end zone for a free direct shot. JC with a little limp. He was a part of the outside third of that 3-deep zone.
You know, he's been battling turf toe anyway and was questionable for this game, but then got into the lineup today. And it looks like he might have re-injured himself. This is the 5th time they've been inside the 30-yard line this afternoon. Seattle, are you surprised they're going for a field goal here, Beasley?
Well, without a touchdown, not able to put it in, I'd say just get something else on the board.
Casey, 39-yard field goal is up and good. That makes it 20-6. They still need 2 touchdowns against this tough Chiefs defense to even tie it. We'll be right back. It's 20-6. They did kick the field goal, and right now, Beasley, they have all receivers and defensive backs up defending on this kickoff.
That's called the hands team. And Kurt Schottenheimer, special teams coach, has taken all the linemen out. He's got his receivers, his running backs. I'm looking at 6, 7, 8, 9, all skilled positions out there, people that are used to handling the ball in case there's an onside kick. I don't think there will be one.
We have 6:27 remaining in the game. It's 20-6. Kansas City by 14. Now they kick away. Harvey Williams will take it back in the end zone and just keep it there, and it will be a touchback. 1st and 10 for Kansas City at the 20-yard line, and it truly becomes imperative now that Seattle not allow Kansas City to get a first down. All right, tonight on NBC, it's the real-life deep-sea adventures of Mark and Brian. Then it's one of the weirdest new shows of the season, Erie, Indiana, followed by 2 great stars and 2 great new shows. James Garner is a man of the people. Robert Guillaume stars in Pacific Station. Then Martin Sheen stars in the NBC world premiere movie, Guilty Until Proven Innocent. That's the lineup tonight, right here on NBC. Steve DeBerg had a nice ball game here this afternoon. Will now try and put the finishing touches. Okoye pushes for 5, maybe 6 to the 26-yard line.
And see, the last 3 of that was personal. I mean, he strictly took the last 3 with power. Such a big man, such a hard runner.
Now, of the 3 running backs that they really primarily go to, Okoye seemed to be the most comfortable with his situation. Barry Word indeed seems to be the most bothered by the situation.
You know, there was concern in his voice about whether or not the ball would be shared properly. He'd get the right number of carries and everybody would get an opportunity. You could sense that.
2nd down, 4. Bill Jones comes out of the fullback position and goes down into a slot. They go right back to Okoye, and Darren Como meets him straight on and keeps him short of the first down. Jeff Bryant helps out. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Kansas City Chiefs and the National Football League is prohibited. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left. Kansas City trying to get to 2-2. Steve DeBerg has had his best game of the season here this afternoon as he's been off slowly in the first 3. He's got a 3rd down and 2 right now. DeBerg, Barnett, and he is brought down. Let's see where they mark it. It looks like he might be inches shy of the first down, and he is also trying to get some breath into his breadbasket there as he got drilled coming across the middle. They do not give them the first down by the spot, Beasley.
Let's take a look at the replay and see how he gets hit. Nice inside. Yeah, that might have been just the ground as he was wrapped up and then slammed to the ground.
Cortez Kennedy on the hit.
You know, he could be holding the back of his head. It looked like when Cortez pulled him down, it looked like he rolled and then maybe the helmet snapped down to the turf.
So that is Timmy Barnett hunched over at the 30-yard line. They are also going to bring the chains out to measure this play. It's going to be hard to measure it because Barnett is laying down right in the position where the ball is. Gosh, poor Barnett. They have to roll him over to the side and check and see if they got the first down, and I don't think they did. About 6 inches shy. And that would force Kansas City to punt, although I'm sure DeBerg is over there lobbying right now. I think we can get it.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's roll the dice. Or we'll roll out of here right now and be right back into Kansas City. It's 4th down. Kansas City will give the ball back to Seattle on 4th down and 6 inches. Ooh, Seattle almost jumped offside. And that would have given the Chiefs a first down. Low snap. Parker got it away. And Chris Warren calls for a fair catch at the 33-yard line. That would have been the icing on the cake if they had jumped offside. Did you see them flinch?
Saw them flinch.
And I also saw Rusty Tillman run out there, the special teams coach. Next weekend, witness all the drama and emotion of a great golf tradition. NBC Sports presents live coverage of the Ryder Cup from the brand new Ocean Course on Kiawah Island. That's Saturday at 2 Eastern Time, Sunday at 11. Then NFL Live comes up right after the Ryder Cup. Special time now, next Sunday, 3:30 Eastern Time for NFL Live. Then there's the games that you'll be seeing. Kansas City at San Diego, Indianapolis at Seattle, or Miami and the Jets from the Meadowlands. So a big sports weekend on NBC. Golf and NFL football. 33-yard line, 4:01 remaining in the game. Jeff Kemp needs 2 touchdowns to tie this thing up, and he calls a timeout. That will bring him down to 2 remaining here. And John Becker didn't like the fact he didn't understand what was going on, why Kemp had to call the timeout. We'll be right back to Kansas City after this timeout. So Seattle has to use a timeout, and they go into the shotgun now, trailing by 14 points. They're at their own 33-yard line. Jeff Kemp at quarterback. Ryan Blades in motion across the line of scrimmage. Kemp finds Blades. What a play. Down to the Kansas City 48-yard line. How did Kemp get away from that flying hit?
Well, it's big play time, and he made one right there. That's what they expect him to do because he's so quick. I mean, he's got a lot of nerve, a tough little kid. Look at the dodge right there, and then the wherewithal. And look how he led Blades. He led him perfectly. Blades never had to slow down. 7
catches, 84 yards for number 89, Brian Blades. I can't believe people are leaving Arrowhead Stadium knowing the history of this matchup, Seattle and Kansas City. How can you leave?
It's not over.
All right, ball is at the 49-yard line. 3:52 left. It's Blades for his 8th catch to the Kansas City 39. We've got big games going on around the NFL this afternoon. Seattle Seahawks trailing by a score of 20-6. And here we go back to the 10-minute ticker now. Buffalo with a field goal from Scott Norwood, having a real struggle in Tampa Bay. San Francisco shot ahead of the Rams. And Denver and San Diego 20-19 now as the Chargers have come back on the Broncos in the 4th quarter. They are measuring on that last catch by Blades to see if he got a first down, and he does. First down, Seattle. With 3:38 left to go in the ball game. It's 20-6. Kansas City has led throughout. Back we go. Kemp now sets up in the shotgun with John L. Williams to his left. Derek Thomas coming from the outside. He got it away to John L. Williams. And he's down to the 31-yard line, and Derek Thomas is jumping up and down Beasley. He can't believe he can't get this guy down.
I mean, he had a hand squarely on his back that time. Oh, that was so close.
Right back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down. Here's Thomas again from the outside. Kemp fires, Scansey catches at the 25. And this time he hangs on. The last time he caught it, he fumbled after a big gain. He's down at the 25 of Kansas City. That's a first down, and we are at 2:49.
Kemp is doing a very good job against the prevent defense. They're playing a zone, laying off just a little bit, allowing the underneath passes, and then trying to come up and make the tackle. That's why they're completing them with relative ease. I mean, it is a prevent situation. They'll tighten up in a minute.
Flags are down. Kemp's got Blades wide open and gets as much as he can inside the 15 and out of bounds. But remember, there were flags thrown. Here's Dale Hamer, our referee. And this one's coming back. Seattle is flagged for an early start. Will cost them 5 with 2:26 remaining.
Illegal formation. Number 66 was lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Andy Heck lined up in the backfield.
Well, there's a reason for that. You know, these guys know that Kemp has the pass, so they're just teeing off like they're running in a track meet. So he's cocking back, opening up, trying to get an advanced rush to keep that guy from running around him. And that guy has primarily been Derek Thomas, a guy who can really come off flying.
That's Bill Cowher, the defensive coordinator of Kansas City. He told me yesterday it always seems like Seattle's throwing the ball on the last play of the game into the end zone to try and win it. Kemp, he will get sacked by Thomas.
Well, that's got to be a good feeling for Derek Thomas, a sense of satisfaction. He told us, you know, he put his hands on his lips and said, shh, when we started talking about sacks. He really wanted one today.
Second down, Kemp back again. Gets away and finds Scansey inside the 30. They'll mark his forward progress at the 28-yard line. We're at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in the ball game. Kemp trying to pull off a big comeback, but he needs a lot of points, doesn't he? 2 minutes to go in the game. Third down and 13 for Seattle. They trail 20-6. This is the 6th time they have been inside Kansas City's 30-yard line today. And they only have 2 field goals to show for it. Getting the play clock adjusted. And we're set to go. Oh, the snap went through his hands. He recovers. And it's knocked down by Billy Bell in the end zone. And it will be 4th down and 13. I thought Bell would pick it off, and he knocks it down.
Bell thought he would pick it off also. And Kemp is lucky because, you know, football will bounce anyway. It bounced straight up to him. He's lucky in that respect. Steps up, hurls it down. Here you're hoping for a miracle, and it doesn't happen.
Seattle is called for another timeout, leaving them with only 1 in the game. And so John Becker and Chuck Knox and Jeff Kemp will all put their heads together. And off in the background is David Craig. He's got a warm-up jacket on. He's kind of off, just you can see his arm on the side of the screen. Well, a short conference, Beasley, and so Kemp has his play. And they're telling him just get 13 yards and make sure you get a first down because they're 4th and 13. That's #1 problem. And then the other problem is to get some points. Now it's time for the Cannon camcorder replay of the game. And here it is, Beasley.
You know, they told us that Barnett could do it since Friday. They've talked about him all week. And here he does it, the catch, the run, the touchdown, the play of the game.
His first career NFL touchdown. And here we go. 4th down, 13 now for Seattle. With 1:53 remaining in the game. Kemp pump fakes, throws. He's going for Blades in the corner of the end zone. And it is a flag has been thrown. Deron Cherry picked the ball off. A flag is thrown. It is going to be interference on the Chiefs, which would give them 1st and goal. Down inside the 1-yard line. Boy, some debris being thrown down on the officials, which is terrible down in that corner of the end zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not throw things on the field. Thank you.
All right, we wait for the call. Here it is, Beasley.
Let's take a look in slow motion here. You know, it must have happened before that. Let's rack that back a little bit further if we can.
It might have been
push
Bell
must
pushing.
have happened before that.
Pass interference. Pass interference called against Kansas City. Marty Schottenheimer is livid.
Oh.
Pass interference.
He's hot.
Number 40 of the defense. By rule, the ball is placed on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Seattle's not saying uncle yet. They get a big break on a 4th down pass play.
Well, you know, if they pull off a quick touchdown here, and you remember the finish last year?
Yes, I do. I was here.
There's some people in the parking lot that need to run back in here right quick or get the radio on.
1st and goal inside the 1-yard line. Kemp is going to try and pass for it. He's got Tice, and he overshoots it. Now there's a fight down at the 2-yard line, and not a pretty sight. Neil Smith is in there, and it's turned into a big pile.
The referees had to dive in to try to pull people loose.
You saw Brian Millard come out of there along with Bill Hitchcock, the right side of the Seahawks offensive line. There's Millard, and there's Neil Smith. And they were throwing some shots.
If you can read lips, you know that the official is saying, calm down, Neil.
And what's Neil saying? You don't want to read his lips.
No, don't read those. Wow. A couple of things to talk about here. I mean, what a miss by Kemp. What a big miss.
Yes, Tice was open.
Wide open tight end, and you miss him. You know, you hit that, you onside kick, and you try to make lightning strike twice. That big finish they had last year with seconds on the board.
Billy Cowher standing there. Marty Schottenheimer walking away. Dale Hamer, we still have not had a definition of what's going on. Did one of the officials get scraped up there? It looks like Hamer. Can we get a little tighter on Hamer? I believe he's got a little blood or a scratch on his chin from when he tried to go in there and separate the combatants.
That's hazardous duty in there.
He might be kicking Millard out of the game. There's a little welt on the side of his face. Yeah, look at that, Beasley, right on the chin.
We have personal foul against the defense. Personal foul against the offense. The penalty's offset. We have a personal foul against 71 of the defense offense. He has been ejected from the game.
Brian Millard is kicked out. Nobody from the Chiefs has been kicked out. So Millard is being ushered to the sidelines. His day is done. In the meantime, it is still 2nd down and goal from the 1. Chuck Knox is getting the explanation. Dale Hamer looks like he needs some first aid, doesn't he?
Right in the middle of your screen. Let's see if we can figure out the reason for the altercation. Okay, you see him draping himself on top of the lineman. That will obviously get anybody mad, especially when you're tired. And this big man is hanging on you. Maybe that started the fight.
That's David Craig that Millard is talking to. All right, the Chiefs defense. At the 1-yard line is where they will line up. Millard, 71, has been ejected. Neil Smith was not.
Eligible receiver.
All right, the number 64, Derek Brills, has reported in as an eligible receiver for Seattle. 2nd down and goal at the 1. They trail 20-6 with 1:42 left. And Fenner scores a touchdown for Seattle. So the pass interference penalty in the end zone is very costly for Kansas City. It gives Seattle the ball at the 1, and Fenner goes in.
Just a perfect push by the offensive line and a perfect leap. Something we see all the time. Look how high he gets up. That never ceases to amaze me.
Casey for what becomes a very important extra point to get them to within 7 now. Kemp to hold. 1:39 remaining in regulation time, and the kick is good, and it is now a 20-13 game after Derek Fenner goes in from the 1-yard line with 1:39 remaining. See, I told you none of these folks should have left. Now they have to onside kick, Beasley, don't
now they have to onside kick. The receivers and running backs, all of the people who are accustomed to handling the ball all the time are gathered around Kurt Schottenheimer, the special teams coach, voted special teams coach of the year, co-winner last year. He's one of those guys that can come up with some good schemes. Now the question is, who comes up with this ball? what would it be like?
Were you ever on the Good Hands team?
Oh, yes, I was. All the time. Loved it.
See, I don't think I would want the ball kicked to me if I was on
Well,
the Good
because
Hands
you've
team.
got these people coming at you crazy at about a 12-yard pop, and all they want to do is slam into you and make you fumble.
And like
it's
you
a
said,
massive responsibility.
and like you said, that ball bounces every which way.
Well, that, you know, the shape of that football is such that it's made a lot of people crazy, and that is what makes this situation so exciting.
And
what an exclamation point to this game.
And again, we go back to November 11th of last season when Seattle beat Kansas City here at Arrowhead Stadium on the last play of the game when David Craig avoided a sack and threw and found Paul Scansey in the end zone for a touchdown.
Look how they set the ball up. See, they set the ball up differently. Normally, the point is sitting right in that tee so he can kick it long. It's sitting like that because that's the way, you know, you get the craziest bounce, the weirdest hop out of that position.
The Seahawks are all lined up on one side. See them? There's nobody on the near side here. Casey.
You know what? He got it.
Does Seattle recover? Yes, they do.
Wow. It went to 10 yards. It's got to go 10. It went to 10 and was captured in the air.
The Seattle Seahawks, Chris Warren has come up with the recovery of the onside kick.
Uh-oh.
And with 1:37 left to go in regulation time, Seattle down by 7 has the ball at the 49. Here it is.
Well, it couldn't be played any more perfect. The ball gets the perfect bounce. The early people avoid it because it hadn't gone 10. And then, who is that comes up with it?
Chris Warren.
Chris Warren jumps up high and gathers it in. What a play.
This is amazing. Tommy Kane in motion. Kemp. Caught Scansey. And they say he's got it inside the Kansas City 40-yard line at the 36.
You know, this is the way it was last year. People started to relax. The teams, you know, KC thought they had won a football game, and then all of a sudden, look what happened. You don't let Chuck Knox and his team hang around.
1:14, clock running. They do have a timeout left. Derek Thomas. Chris Martin intercepts the ball. John L. Williams had it, couldn't hang on, the ball was high, and Martin ends up with the interception that will ice it.
You've got Derek Thomas coming around the corner like a man possessed. Kemp kind of feels it right now, steps forward to avoid it, gets it up too high, and then take a look at the read and the catch in traffic by Mr. Martin, and that's who he is right now. He's a mister.
Chris Martin with the huge interception that will stifle a Seattle comeback that almost had history repeating itself here at Arrowhead Stadium. Congratulations from everybody on the Kansas City bench.
It always comes down to this when these teams get together.
59 seconds left in our game. Let's go to New York and Bob Costas. Thank you, Bob. Kansas City right now just in formation to take a knee and go down, and that's exactly what they do. Seattle is out of timeouts right now as Jeff Kemp looks to the skies. Last week he had 4 chances right at the end of the game to throw and try and beat Denver and could not get it done. Today he brought his team back from a 20-3 deficit and finally got them to within 7 and on the move again. And Chris Martin, that man you just saw on the bench, intercepted a ball that was deflected off the hands of John L. Williams on a high throw, and Kansas City will survive and go to 2-2. And that will do it here this afternoon as DeBerg goes down for the final time. And those that hung around saw another fantastic finish between Kansas City and Seattle. The Chiefs win it here this afternoon thanks to Chris Martin's interception right at the end of the ball game. And the final score, 20-13, Kansas City. We'll be right back to Arrowhead Stadium for a final thought right after this timeout.